Welcome to the Hoops Culture Podcast, where we talk about all things basketball. We're back after a week. Just had a lot of school stuff to do, so I was, a bit busy, but we're both back today. Say what's up.
Yeah, so I'm back. I know I've been being Alton, but I'm happy to finally be back. It feels like it's been forever.
Yeah, but we're back now, and that's all that matters. All that matters.
Yes, it is.
But yeah,
Yes, it is.
we're gonna talk about something a little different today. We're still gonna talk about basketball, but we're gonna add the amazing fight, one of the greatest fights I think anybody who ever watched boxing ever witnessed. Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 3.
Um, a true heavyweight bout,
Yeah, one of the
a
first
true heavyweight
trilogies in a
class.
while for like a heavyweight. You know, first fight was a draw. Still don't know how it was a draw. Tyson Fury easily won the first fight. Second fight, Tyson Fury um destroyed Deontay Wilder's confidence, his whole mental and everything. And some controversy in that fight. Deontay Wilder's then trainer threw the flag when he was in the corner, threw the towel, said it was over, and Deontay kicked him out of the camp. Brought in a new guy, Malik Scott, a guy who Deontay actually beat in a boxing match, which is actually kind of funny. But yeah, this third fight was really really good. I really love this fight, honestly.
It
Um,
was it was just it was a great fight to it was a great fight to watch.
yeah,
Like there's some times where these super mega fights have all this hype and then like I mean, this is what you want in the heavyweight class. You want to just see five knockdowns. You want to see
yeah.
two massive human beings just throwing haymakers.
And the funny thing is, the story to the lead up to the fight is pretty funny. So Tyson Fury was gonna fight another boxer who was probably the highest ranked boxer just because of all the belts at the time, Anthony Joshua, and
Hmm.
they were gonna fight. They signed their agreement. They were gonna have a 2 fight deal, and they were gonna fight in September. But then Deontay Wilder comes out and says, in our contract, it says if 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 there's only one win between us, if it's 1-1 or 1-0-1 between us, we have to have a third fight.
Mm.
So he came out, he brought a judge, and the arbitrator ruled that Tyson Fury has to fight Deontay Wilder by I believe it was July. The fight got scheduled for July, and then Tyson got COVID, so they moved it back to October. And it was worth the wait, though. It
It
really
was
was worth the
completely.
wait.
I think Tyson Fury is one of the best boxers I've ever like. As far as just like watching a boxer and being like, that is a bad man.
I think,
He's one of the baddest. He's one of the coldest individuals I've ever witnessed
yeah. I
with
mean,
gloves on.
Tyson Fury's probably is my favorite boxer I've been watching. Like, I just love his story in general.
Yeah, I mean, he's a bred boxer. Like, when you really read about his, like
Yeah. His
his,
depression.
yeah. Well, he had his off run, but just like even further back to that, like just both of his grandfathers, I'm pretty sure they were championship boxers
His father.
themselves. Huh?
His father's was a boxer as well.
Yeah. So like like his family, like he was bred
Yeah.
to be a world champion. And I was watching the his Joe Rogan interview earlier,
Yeah.
and he was telling the story of how like the when he was 22, the world champion at the time. I don't know why his name is. I don't know why his
Was
name
it
is one of
was it
the.
Lennox Lewis?
No. I don't know why this. I mean, this is one of the greatest heavyweights of all time.
Russian
25
guy?
title defense. Huh?
Was it Klitschko?
I don't know why it's slipping my head, but this is who Tyson Fury grew up wanting to be. Like when
Okay.
he was an amateur fighter, he was the world champion at the time. This is who he wanted to be, and he once he actually did fight him, he actually got his first title shot. I mean, he just completely
Yeah.
outboxed him. I watched the match.
Yeah, Klitschko. It was definitely Klitschko.
Yeah, he just completely outboxed him.
Yeah.
And
I
this is
mean,
a guy who was known for being Klitschko was kind of a jab hold, like very
yeah.
technical heavyweight.
I believe you're
He,
talking about Klitschko because that was actually the first Tyson Fury fight I ever watched. I was in sixth grade and I watched it. One of my favorite fights.
I mean, he's 6'9", moves like a middleweight.
Yeah.
He's he's just a dangerous man.
Um,
He's just a dangerous man.
and the story behind his birth was kind of funny. He was talking on Mike Tyson's podcast, and the reason why he got the name Tyson was because of his father was like his idol was Mike Tyson, and when he was when he was about to be born, he was actually a premature baby, and
Wow.
he almost died during birth, and he wanted to name his and he named Tyson, after Mike Tyson, and the doctor said, "Oh, I think that's a bad name because he's not gonna grow to be that tall," and he grew up to be 6'9", 270 pounds.
Yeah, he definitely is not undersized by any
Yeah,
of them.
no way.
He he, he could have been a professional athlete in many different routes.
Yeah, I mean,
He could have been
what's
on the Hoop Cultures podcast for other than fighting. He could have been a
yeah for
hooper.
basketball?
He could have been a hooper. He's 6'9", and the
Yeah,
fact that he's 6'9" and he dedicated his life to beating people up is just scary.
yeah,
I mean, Wilder himself is a scary man,
yeah.
and the way he just made him look like a. I mean, mind you, he still fell twice. Like we're talking, but yeah, I'm now
But the
just a
thing
backstory
is,
going into the fight.
yeah,
Like he did outbox him. He outclassed him. He had more endurance. Like he clearly was a better fighter, but it's not like he didn't fall twice.
yeah. My thing is with well, you already know if Deontay Wilder gets that straight right, you're done. You're done.
Yeah,
But the thing about Tyson that differs him from other boxers is that he has a lot of heart. He'll get up.
yeah. And 6'9", he could take that. If anybody's going to take that hit from Wilder, that straight right, that
Yeah,
deadly right hand is going to be a 6'9".
yeah.
His walking weight is probably above is like what 306, I think it is.
Who
Fury.
yeah, he's around like 290, 306.
Yeah, he's in that low 300s range in his walking weight, which is just
Yeah.
a mammoth
And
of
the
an
fact that he's
individual.
so conditioned. The guy doesn't get tired.
It's crazy. And when you look at his figure, it doesn't add up almost. I just don't
You would think.
understand what type of training this man is doing in order to keep that type of condition
Yeah.
and and still. I mean, he looks like. I mean, the back fat is crazy for somebody who is that level of an
Yeah.
athlete.
I mean, the thing is like on paper you see Deontay Wilder, you're thinking, oh, this is a high level athlete. This guy's not gonna get tired. Kind of has a
He's looking
LeBron.
at them in the ring. Like
He,
look at Wilder. He's like just the man is pure muscle.
you know what? One of my friends was telling me, Alden, shout out. He said that Deontay Wilder has a LeBron type body, and I
He
agree.
literally does. He's 6'7". His shoulders are just he's a mammoth. He's ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure. And like you see Tyson Fury on paper, like, oh, this guy can't even run a mile in under 10 minutes. Like, shit, man. What's next for the Tyson Fury is actually a tough. I'd say, I don't know if you know, this guy Alexander Usyk beat Anthony Joshua, who had all the belts.
Yeah, I don't. Thursday, Friday, June 11th. When you come in, okay? One sec.
Now you're good. Don't worry about it. But I'll say, Alexander Usyk beat Anthony Joshua for all the belts a couple weeks ago. Really outclassed him. Alexander Usyk was probably a top three pound for pound fighter because he had all the belts in cruiserweight. Moves up to heavyweight and outclasses Anthony Joshua and gets all the belts. I think he's pound for pound number one right now, just because of the fact that he conquered two divisions already.
Mm.
And right now they have their scheduled rematch, Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk, in March. But I feel Tyson Fury should try to become a two-time lineal champion and get all the belts again, which would make him, I'd say, a top five fighter of all time if he gets all the belts again.
See, this is the conversation I was about to have with you too. Is where do you think Tyson Fury? Do you think like I think be honest, pound for pound right now, where do you think he has a chance of really cementing himself as one of the greatest
Fighters.
heavyweights of all time?
I think
I
he
mean, he
already
already
is.
kind of is.
I think he's top five heavyweight of all time. There's a big argument who ranks higher, Mike Tyson or Tyson Fury,
And like he really is in that category. I mean, the
because
thing about Mike Tyson is like the lore of it. Like him as Mike Tyson as a like Tyson Fury isn't as much of a cultural icon as Mike Tyson.
yeah, I mean the
You
thing
understand?
about
Like
Mike,
there's a reason why Tyson Fury is named after the man. I mean,
yeah,
he Mike Tyson. You could ask your grandma about Mike Tyson, and she'll know who he is.
yeah, I mean my father would tell me about like Mike. Like my dad's not really the craziest into boxing. He watched this fight with me just because of how big Tyson Fury is and Deontay Wilder. Because he said it was like how Tyson versus Holyfield was, or like Frazier versus Ali.
Yeah, I mean, this is the man, and with time too, we probably will look back at Tyson Fury the same way.
Yeah, I mean the thing about
But if we
Mike
talk about
though,
just as like, I mean, if you put both of them in a ring, I think we know. I don't know.
I think if we put both in their prime, I don't know. I think Tyson Fury could edge him out
No, Tyson Fury, he's being. I mean, he's 6'9".
because my thing is that I think Deontay Wilder is the most powerful heavyweight of all time
Yeah, he could be.
because of the fact that it really just took one punch, one nice straight punch to land. Mike would kind of beat up his guys till he gets his punch. Ali wasn't really known for his power punching. Neither is Tyson Fury known for power punching.
Yeah, but
And
Wilder, that man, literally, he is like that. Is like this. He has the most knockout, one hit, changed the entire fight. Like,
yeah, and it's just like, bro, like Wilder, he's just a problem all 12 rounds because of the fact that his power just carries over. But the only time it's never carried over is against Tyson Fury.
and he
Because,
still knocked down Tyson Fury though. That
yeah,
just shows like, and the fact that when you watch that fight and you see how much of a better boxer Tyson Fury is than Wilder, and then you see the fact that he still has two knockdowns, that just shows that it doesn't matter who you are, how big you are. You could be 6'9", 300 pounds, and a better boxer.
yeah,
And but if he catches you,
it's
if,
lights out.
if he catches you, you're hitting the canvas.
And
Like,
I'll try to post the clip like at this point of the video, but
Guys, so he's doing a lot of pushing.
see when Wilder knocked down Fury that first time in this fight, you see the ripple go through his whole body as he hits him at the top of the head. Just his whole body just shake. And
it's he's a scary person, and what's even scarier was the beating he took too. I
yeah,
mean, this
man,
man was getting beat up,
he
beat
had a lot
up.
of heart because he had to prove something that he wasn't a quitter because of what happened in the second fight when the trainer threw the towel on him. Yes, there was a lot of excuses. Before we get into all of that, let's talk about the excuses that he put after the second fight because it's so funny. Okay,
Go ahead, get into it.
the glove wasn't put on properly, which makes no sense because Deontay Wilder's corner puts on Tyson Fury's glove. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They see when you wrap up stuff, and it's not illegal because the commission approves the glove. You get what I'm saying?
yeah. There's a lot of
Yeah.
checking going into the gloves.
Then the other one was the costume he had on weighed him down and his legs became wobbly. Then the other excuse. Yeah, my trainer poisoned my water.
Yeah, like come on.
And oh, my trainer is a weak guy in the team. And one funny thing that Tyson Fury was saying in the press conference recently, Wilder goes, "Oh, I could have just quit. I did but I'm a king, I'm a warrior." And then Tyson Fury goes, "You didn't look like a king when I was fucking you up in the corner."
No, because I watched the debate between them two, and Tyson Fury just outwits this man to the
Yeah.
max.
Well,
Like,
the one thing that they did in July, or no, June, they had a press conference because they thought the fight was going to be in July before Tyson got COVID. Wilder put on Beats headphones, raised the volume up to the max, didn't ask asked no question, didn't answer no questions, and just let his trainer answer everything because he did not want to hear the stuff that Tyson was saying. Tyson was like, maybe I'll give him a fourth fight, a fifth fight, and maybe a sixth fight. This and that. I was like,
No, because
damn.
he's a clown. He was talking to, when they were talking, he was like, he was Wilder was like, wow, when you see me, you're not going to be talking to the same Wilder you're talking now. You're going to be talking
The
to a
Bronze
different person.
Bomber. Yeah, the Bronze
Yeah, the
Bomber.
Bronx Bomber,
That was the
and he was
first fight. Yeah.
yeah. That was this is when they were first, but like this really just shows like the difference in just like class.
Yeah, this is Tyson.
Like
He said, is that an alter
he's
ego
like
or something?
yeah, he's like, is that an alter ego or something? He's like, yeah, it's an alter ego and alter ego, ancestral spirit, whatever. and he goes, see, that's how I know I'm gonna beat you. Because if you need to be a different person when you get into the ring,
Yeah.
then I already have you beat. And
Yeah.
like when he said that, I was like, yeah, this man is not cut from the same cloth as your average man.
Yeah. I mean, well, shit. It
He's
really was
dangerous.
bad.
It's good. It was definitely good that we had a little boxing segment. Switch it up. Not only
Yeah.
all things hoops, all things sports.
Yeah, if anybody doesn't know, I'm a big combat sports fan. I love boxing. I love MMA. I love the UFC. We'll talk about that sometimes in the future too. We'll bring more stuff about football, soccer, baseball, everything.
Yeah, and I'm not. I don't really watch UFC or boxing like as much as Alton does, but I do belong to a boxing gym. I do box. Like
Yeah.
I've been doing martial arts for a long time, so I'm like all things martial arts. I'm a fan of.
Yeah. Sure. But we're going to go into the next topic, back into basketball, and the preseason has been fun. But what
Yes,
are
it
your
has.
early predictions of who comes out of the East and the West?
So East, first off, uh, I'm not gonna lie, Nets are all the hype and all, but Kevin Durant's that man. But Giannis,
I don't know.
reigning, huh?
I don't know about the Nets, man. I
Yeah, I'm still saying Giannis is. I still have the.
You still have the Bucks going
Giannis is
back?
still at the top.
Yeah. I mean, my thing is that the Nets could go all the way, but with the Kyrie Irving situation, it's a little tough.
They have a lot going on. I feel like they're the Clippers of the East.
You think?
They are. I
I
mean,
mean, the Clippers really did
that's
get
the
on
curse they
lucky.
get for signing to the secondary team of the city. I mean, if you're gonna go to a city, don't go to the second team. I don't think there's gonna be any NBA superstars listening to this, but if there is, don't go to the second team. If you're gonna go play for New York, go to the Knicks. If you're
Yeah.
gonna go to LA,
A lot of
play
Brooklyn
for
Nets
like
fans are not going to like that.
and this is, I mean, I'm somebody who's a Yankees fan. Who, if that's the team of New York, I'm somebody who's a Giants fan. I know you're a Jets fan, but
Yeah, I'm a Mets fan as well, so
yeah, I don't know why you would like the second team of New York, like the little brother team, but go to the main event. If your name is Kevin Durant, you're an A-list player. Why would you go to the B-list team of New York?
I mean, I guess their culture was trending in a very good way though. You can't even lie.
Yeah, but it's not as deeply rooted. I feel like with teams like the Nets or if they're not is not as deeply rooted. And Brooklyn Nets have only been around for a couple of years.
Yeah.
It's not going to ever compare to the when the Knicks are in the finals. Imagine the Knicks in the finals. I mean, they
I
have
mean, just the Knicks in the first round was like such an
yeah, the
amazing.
Knicks in the first round. The energy was ridiculous. The Nets are never going to have that lore.
I
It's
mean,
like
yeah.
you can't build that culture in just a short amount of time. But that's beyond the point.
Yeah, Brooklyn Nets
Although I do
fans,
think
don't
that
hate us. Don't give us
yeah,
dislikes,
please,
please.
yeah, don't please still like the video, but just that's just my personal
Yeah.
opinion.
I already know one of
um,
my boys is gonna start trolling in the comments and say, "Oh, the Knicks trash this. Knicks. Who do
the
the Knicks
Knicks
have?"
can be trash, but they're still New York's team. The
Yeah,
Nets could go 81-1 next year, and the Knicks could go 0-82. It's still not. New York is not going to be a Nets town.
yeah. I feel
The
like
same.
it's just the MSG lore and everything.
Yeah, the Madison Square Garden. You're not like that's a different air.
Yeah,
Jordan never came to the Barkley and dropped a double. Like every great player in the history of freaking basketball has stories of Madison Square Garden.
yeah. And just anything, just any sporting event, any.
Yeah, Madison Square Garden is a magical place. So
Yeah. But
You playing there. But anyway, let's go back into the Eastern Conference.
yeah.
The Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo is the best player in the NBA right now. Hot take.
Oh, that's not a hot take, but like that's
I
a
know.
pretty good take.
I know. It shouldn't be a hot take, but you would be surprised. Saying the best player in the NBA. You could have the conversation of who's the best player in the NBA in 2012, and there'll be people that argue with you.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean,
it
I
doesn't
think
matter.
I think the best player in the NBA is probably either Giannis or Kevin Durant. I know you say throw like people are gonna say, "Oh, why are you throwing LeBron under the bus?" LeBron didn't do anything last year. He didn't play. He basically didn't play. So we
He's
can't
the
say,
greatest. He has the greatest NBA. He has, he is,
yeah,
definitely the greatest player, the most first ballot Hall of Fame, going to go down as the highest in the power rankings and all that good stuff. But as of right now,
yeah. It's
if
either
you need
Giannis or
somebody for
Kevin
the
Durant.
2022 season, you're not picking LeBron first.
I think the top three, like before we go back into our, I think my top three, Giannis, Kevin Durant, and you put Steph Curry in there.
Steph Curry is definitely up there because Steph Curry, in my opinion, is definitely the best guard in
Yeah,
basketball.
100%, 1,000,000%, bro.
And I think anybody who tries to deny Curry, like, just watch that. Just go turn on your TV and put on a Golden State Warriors basketball game
Yeah, the
and go
fact that he
watch
had
that man
nobody,
try.
like not just nobody, like he had people on his team, but like not
No,
the not
I
the
mean,
guys.
we've seen him play on a bad team, and he went on one of those crazy. He led the league in scoring while getting double teamed and
Yeah,
doing all that ridiculousness. When he played with a good team, the man has 3 championships.
yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah, it's
yeah,
just
we're
a
not going to get
legend.
into that. Curry's really that man. But on the Eastern side, I think the Bucks definitely still have it. I
I
mean, now that Giannis has that playoff experience, he's the best player in the NBA. He makes that defense in clutch times so hard to penetrate
yeah,
because he just covers the whole floor. Offensively, nobody in the NBA could stop him. Nobody could be like, well, this player, like a, he's going to dominate, and except for maybe like an AD, if
I
the
think
chances of him being healthy,
yeah, I
Kevin
think
Durant can't guard him.
I don't think Kevin Durant could guard him just because of the fact that like well, Kevin Durant really did waste a lot of his energy of just trying to get Brooklyn a bucket in that game 7.
He's an offensive guy, yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
especially since Harden was like basically barely existing in those the game 6 and game 7 because of his injury, and you got Kyrie Irving who didn't play because okay, before Kyrie Irving is probably the most unreliable star so far, like for the past couple of years, just because of injuries. I know it's like it's unfortunate, but man, he's been
I wouldn't say the
unreliable.
most. I mean, there's some stars who really. No, he's up there. I'll
Yeah,
give
he's
it to
definitely
you.
up there. You can't even lie.
Yeah, especially if like that's a star that you really rely on with your franchise.
Yeah, just a
And the
guy who
teams
could
always
get
get
you a
hurt at the
bucket.
worst times.
Yeah, it'll be like he'll get injured when like it doesn't matter, and then he misses the playoffs.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He'll go crazy for like 40 straight regular season games, and then playoff time comes around. Now his toe hurts, his
Yeah,
ankle is freaking.
it just sucks. It's unfortunate. My pick for the Eastern Conference to come out of the East, I honestly, it's really really tough to say, but I think if Philadelphia trades Ben Simmons for a great player, Philadelphia's coming out of the East.
I don't see Philadelphia really ever coming out of the
You
East,
don't
and
think so?
they've been considered such a Eastern Finals, like they've been considered such a East contender for so long, not so long, but the last couple of years, and I really just never believed. And I've yet to be proved wrong, but I've never really believed in them as like somebody. First
Yeah.
of all, I don't see them being the Bucks. I mean, if you want to talk about like a team that like Joel Embiid is not better than Giannis.
Yeah, but the thing is, listen to this. Joel Embiid, when healthy, because bro, he's another star who's unreliable as he gets hurt a lot.
He's not more consistent than Giannis though.
Yeah, I mean,
Giannis is
bro,
another.
healthy.
They're both the same. He's not better than Giannis
I
Antetokounmpo.
don't think so either. I definitely think he's top 10 in the league for sure, for
Yeah, but
sure.
that's the problem is that like what they do for their team is like they're both 7 footers, right? So we'll give them that.
Yeah,
Who are like diverse, but Giannis is just a little bit better, like a little bit faster, a little bit quicker. Doesn't maybe
more
shoot quite
impact
as
for the
well,
team.
but defensively, yeah, like he. Giannis Antetokounmpo is just a bad man, and they have with Middleton, like just the line that they have out there.
Yeah.
It shows that they're going to be a tough answer. I think they're going to be a tough answer for anybody out the West to really like as a
Oh yeah.
championship contender.
We'll get into the West for sure. But
That,
there's
I don't even
actually
think anybody really in the East has a real chance of contending with them. I don't see it from the Sixers. I don't see it. The Nets have the best chance realistically because they have Kevin Durant on their team along with two other MVP level talents.
yeah.
But the chances of everything aligning when they do play the Bucks is gonna. The chance that all three of them are healthy and in good stride is that is what we're really risking on. And
Yeah.
if they are in stride, yeah, they are probably the better team. And you have Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and James Harden playing well, but
You never know with
if,
the injuries, man.
if
The injuries are
the
tough.
chances of that all lining up 90 games from now, or however many games they meet up, 82 plus whatever,
Yeah.
the chances of all those things still being accurate are what I'm betting against. I think it's lower than 50%. So that's what I give it to the Bucks.
My thing
Now
with
out
the
the
Nets,
West.
my
I
thing
want to really
also
talk
with the
about the
Nets
West.
is well before actually
Yeah.
I get my take. The 76ers and Ben Simmons' agent have been working around the clock over the last few days on a resolution to have him get traded. So that's like a thing that just Shams just tweeted. I just wanted to point that out. But yeah, Ben Simmons should get traded soon. I hope he does get traded. I need some like more news in the NBA to talk about.
And
But
whatever he does, what I feel like whatever though it does happen, and like whatever compensation the Sixers get for Ben Simmons, it's not going to just fall into place instantly. It's going to be a
true.
process.
But
If they do get some stars for them, or they get picks, or whatever they do get, like I don't think it's going to instantly put them
yeah,
as a title contender. It can, but
it really depends who they get. Like um
you think about it, a cornerstone of their franchise right now doesn't even know where he's going to be playing this season. So
yeah.
that the Sixers are having it. I Sixers, I don't say definitely are close to the Bucks.
Yeah, I think it goes probably number one defending champs, obviously Bucks, two Nets, three Sixers, four Atlanta, Boston, Atlanta, maybe
Boston. Jason
Atlanta,
Tatum's only getting better.
yeah, Atlanta five ish, and then you got probably
Yeah,
New York six.
ish.
Yeah, I mean, it's just tough. It's really tough to say. Going into the West, you got a lot of teams. You got the guys who just came out last year, who I don't think are going to do anything similar to what they did last year. The Phoenix Suns.
The
Um,
Phoenix Suns.
I think one of my friends was actually telling me about it yesterday, and it kind of made sense. I think healthy Warriors team goes to the finals.
Clay Thompson, Steph Curry.
Healthy
The
Warriors
best
team.
backcourt probably of all time.
Nah, it's up there. It's up there. It's up there.
Don't say nah. The Splash Brothers. Name a backcourt that competes with the Splash Brothers?
Sheesh. I mean, damn.
If you look back at all the other great guards of all time that compete in Steph Curry's lane, none of them had somebody like had a counterpart that complements them as
True.
well,
True.
or just
True.
even as close to as good as Klay Thompson. The
True.
shooting, they're two of the best. Steph Curry is the best shooter of all time
Clay
by
Thompson's
a
top
long
five.
stretch, huh?
Clay Thompson's top three, top five.
He's not like people don't really consider him like second because he's not like he doesn't have as much lore to his name as like a Ray Allen as
But
far as like
bro,
an all
like, come on.
time.
The guy scored 60 with like just
Yeah, but like if you're
straight
talking about
jumpers.
just pure shooting the basketball, when that man is healthy, other than Steph Curry, I don't think I've seen anybody else shoot better than him.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
you got
he's as
Ray.
close to automatic as you really get.
Yeah, you got Ray Allen. You got Reggie. Um, a
Yeah,
lot of other
Larry Bird and
guys.
stuff like that, but he doesn't. They don't really. None of them have. Like Clay, when he gets into his mode, obviously he gets into a mode that nobody else really understands. 37 points in a quarter is enough said.
Yeah,
You put and then you partner both of them together in the same
yeah,
backcourt. And mind you, Clay's a good defender as well.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if his defense is going to be the same. Obviously, coming
Yeah.
off of two like injuries like that,
That's
shooting
another thing
his
too. We also don't even know what Clay Thompson we're gonna get. It's kind of a spin the wheel situation.
yeah. I mean, I know the Warriors just improved all around. You got obviously Steph is going to be back, better, probably a lot better than last year because he's going to have a much better team to work with. Their two first round draft picks were really good picks. You got Kuminga and Moody, really really good picks.
Kaminga, that's going to be a great one.
You got a
I can't wait
full
to see how he turns out there.
yeah full season of James Wiseman healthy. Draymond Green actually has a lot of guys to work
Yeah,
with,
no,
so
they're really
he's
going
gonna
to
be
be. No,
better.
they're going to be a contender. I forgot about the Warriors.
Yeah, that's why
I mean,
they're my finals pick.
healthy. Yeah, I got them too because Steph Curry is one of the best players in the West. I'm not gonna. I was about to make a hot take,
He probably,
but
bro. In
you
my
can put
opinion,
an argument that
He's the best
for
player
best.
in the West. I don't care what nobody says. Steph Curry's the best player in the West. I think as
The
a
issue is that, like, really, when you think about it, like, Steph Curry is the best offensive player, I would say, in the West.
because
Like,
Kawhi's
you have to
not
remember,
playing.
though, he's not 6'7", and I'm the biggest Curry fan, but, like, to say that he's better than, like, somebody like Kawhi, no, he's better than Kawhi. I'm
Bro,
wrong.
look, Kawhi. I think when Kawhi plays, he's the best player in the West. When Kawhi plays, I'm
Yeah,
because last year Kawhi I think had a better season than LeBron, in my opinion. My opinion.
Kawhi's a dangerous man, even though they kind of
Kawhi's a
panic.
killer, bro. Kawhi is a killer.
He is a very like he's a dangerous man. He's like in that demigod height range of like 6'7", to where he could kind of like there's nobody who's going to just tower over
Yeah.
him. Like he could body 7-footers. He runs like anybody.
And
He
defends anybody. The guy could defend everybody on the court.
he's in the contention for best like
All
bestest
time
defenders of all
defender.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
he's an all-time defender. He's a 30-point score point. He's a 30-point a game scorer now. Like in the playoffs, like
playoff time
he'll give
Kawhi
you a
shines.
consistent 30.
And listen, his teammate Paul George is gonna have an MVP season this year. Mark my words.
You think Paul George is going crazy?
Bro, no Kawhi Leonard. He has the keys to do whatever he wants. He's having an MVP like season.
I could see it.
Because I don't know if the Clippers are going to be good enough to be like a top 3 team. They're making the play. I think they'll make the playoffs for sure. Because of just like we've seen Paul George when he's the number one guy, he could do his thing.
So who do you have? So who's your take, Red? Who's up there? How do you have the Lakers? How do you think this?
Okay,
What do you take on this Westbrook
okay.
situation?
The Westbrook situation is so tough, bro. I don't think he fits well with that team at all, bro.
I don't. Yeah, I
Bro,
mean, let me tell you
how does
something.
he fit with LeBron James? That just doesn't. Okay, LeBron James is a guy who could give up the ball. Like he doesn't need like
No,
he'll start.
him and they're probably as far as if you want to name two stars that contradict in play style,
Yeah,
that they might be. They don't really complement each other very well at all. I mean, you
because
have Mr. Triple Double himself with they're both like known as offensively triple double type players.
yeah,
LeBron has been like a 26, 8 and 8 guy his whole life, and Westbrook is around the same.
yeah, like 20, 24, like 8,
Yeah,
10,
I mean, I
10,
really
10 and
like
10.
tens. He's been doing 10 and 10 multiple times. So,
Yeah,
he'll do 10 and 10, but both two of the most ball dominant stars.
and guys who turn over the ball a lot too.
Yeah, like high turnover, high volume, high possession rate.
Yeah, high volume for everything, pace.
See,
Just
but here's what I don't think is bad about it is that LeBron does do well in this situation because LeBron knows how to use him as like a defer. Like when he played with Kyrie's kind of like he needs the ball in his hand to work and cook up, and he's an offensive player too.
yeah,
But they had like that two king system. LeBron would take over, but when he was time to chill, he would let Kyrie do his thing.
yeah,
And then end of the quarter, end of the half, end of the game, LeBron would then turn up. But you need kind of two stars that could kind of take the ball and just make a play out of a pick and roll.
yeah.
So they could kind of like balance back and forth now. It's kind of like a like a Houston type attack with Chris Paul and James Harden. They do the same
Yeah.
thing. You just kind
But
of take turns.
you throw AD in the mix, you got Westbrook, who's typically really not a good shooter at all.
That's the
especially
issue is with Westbrook shooting. Is it he could like really work on and make sure he can hit catch and shoot threes?
yeah. But the thing is that you got AD who likes to work in the post, who likes to get the ball down low. You got Westbrook who can't shoot. Some guys are just gonna go straight to double AD and
That's what
leave
I say.
Westbrook
Like
outside.
Westbrook has to be a reliable kick out. Like if you kick it out to Westbrook, he can't panic.
Yeah, he needs to just not shoot 20% like he did with Washington last year.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand. Like maybe I don't understand. I played basketball. Shooting to me is very. I get results when I put in the work.
Yeah, that's
I
the
go.
same thing. I was my thing is just like catch and shoot. That's my style. Bro,
I just don't understand like where like the lack of correlation comes at the NBA
I
level to
know.
where like I know they're putting up shots. I know Russell Westbrook puts up more shots than I do by a long shot.
Yeah, I
Like
mean, that's
I
what he
know
gets
he's
paid to
putting
do.
up. Yeah, he's putting up shots. Like I don't understand why. I mean, I guess hitting shots in an NBA game is hard.
No, my thing with Russ is that it's actually, if you kind of see it, every year his shoulders has gotten a lot more muscular. His percentage has went down. Like you see,
Yeah,
when his when his like chest and his shoulders get bigger, his shot just looks worse. Every
he
year
needs to
his
he needs
shot.
to relax on the freaking shoulder press.
Yeah, he's hitting the weights like it's just no tomorrow. I know that for sure. Hitting the weights like no other. But yeah,
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
understand. Man, make he's a bodybuilder.
Warriors coming out of the West. It's a little tough with the East because the East is a lot more competitive than it is like in previous years. But yeah, any
So
closing thoughts?
I got Lakers is definitely a contender because they have talent. You give LeBron talent, he's LeBron shows anytime he has talent, that man makes it to the finals.
Yeah.
So LeBron is always a LeBron has gone to what like 11 or 12 in the last
Uh,
freaking 13,
yeah,
11 in the
10,
last
10,
13.
10, 10 finals.
So you got to count him in.
Yeah, you got Denver, who has a healthy Jamal Murray now.
You got Denver maybe at 2.
Phoenix,
Phoenix is up there.
got trying to think who else is up there. Portland's always going to be good. Portland's always going to be good. Um, shoot, I'm trying to think. You draw a blank when you really want to think about something. Swear. Um, why am I drawing a blank?
We
Mm,
got who else? Who else in the West do we have?
I mean, you got Utah, obviously. Utah. Dallas getting better. Dallas is getting a lot better. Uh,
Dallas is gonna be Luca is a contender these days.
don't sleep on New Orleans with Zion and
I'm
Bi.
really excited. Even I don't think they're much of a contender. I'm really excited to see the Rockets this year. My guy Jalen Green,
Yeah, Jalen Green. You got Alperen Sengun, Kevin Porter Jr.
Jalen Green, Rookie of the Year. Heard it here.
Yeah, I mean it's this rookie of the year this year. It's gonna be tough, man. You got Jalen Green. I think Scotty Barnes is gonna do great. Um, you got
Cade,
obviously
we
Cade
got.
Cunningham, bro. The
I mean, Kate
Denver,
Cunningham might actually get it because he's playing in the Pistons, and he probably is like the closest. I mean, he is kind of like the number one guy there.
yeah, bro. Shout out to Cam Thomas, bro. Cam Thomas is a bucket. Shout out to Cam Thomas and Bones Highland in Denver, bro. He's very good too.
I'm happy though. Today we definitely got
Yeah,
to
for
touch
sure.
upon a wide. Today was a wide range of subjects.
Yeah, I mean, we will talk about more other stuff. Obviously, it's gonna be a lot of basketball mostly, but we got other stuff on here too. So, you know,
All things sports.
yes, sir. We'll be back, I guess, Wednesday, and we'll see everybody later. Peace.
Peace.